All right, welcome. As you can see by the image here, the video, this is going to be another video on Decision Games' newly released series from their World at War magazines, the campaigns in Europe. And these are all four that have come out so far. We got Volume 1 earlier last year, Road to Leningrad, then they followed it with Case Blue, both in the Russian front. And then Volume 3 came out towards the end of last year, Italian campaign, and just recently released as D-Day to the Rhine, Volume 4, and there is an expansion kit coming. I talk about that in my other video, and I think it goes on pre-order February 1st to be shipped March 2025. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to do an unbagging now. Volume 1, actually I've got an ongoing playthrough right now. I've gotten through most of Turn 1, or at least the German side. And Volume 2, both of these have actually had an unbagging done for them on BGG. So I'm not going to repeat those, but tonight or today what I want to do is going to unbag Volume 3. I'm going to look at the game, but we're also going to look at the magazine. So, and then I'll follow it up later with an unbagging of Volume 4, and then we'll have the whole series covered there. So let me switch my video to the magazine and the game. All right, hopefully you can see this better. Zoomed in a little. Apologize for the shadows. I'm still wrestling with lighting. But here we do. We have the magazine. I'll look at this first, and then I put the game components in this nice enclosed Ziploc here, so that's good. But let's go ahead and look at the magazine first. This is number 100. D-Day to the Rhine. Well, I've changed my plan here, so this is D-Day to the Rhine. So we'll go with that. Let's go with that. D-Day to the Rhine. This is Volume 4. And here we go. They start out with some ads. Battle for the Ardennes. Actually, I look at the magazine. Yeah, I'm interested in this. I'm a big fan. I think I did a playthrough video last year or the year before. That's a classic going back for battles in the Ardennes and includes a Sedan. And it's a redo. Drive on Stalingrad. Another redo from the Golden Age. I'm interested in this one. Red Dragon, Green Crescent. That's from their Modern War magazines. Pretty much the first one that came out. I made two of them. Indian Ocean and Pacific, and apparently they've updated it now for more modern information. Battles in the East, big fan of this series. I've got 1, 2, and 3. I did a video on a scenario for number 1. Love to get that back on the table again. So these battles are in 44, basically calling out battles. 43. Number 1 was 44. Number 2 was 41, and number 3, which I just got, is 44 or 45. Look it up here. All right, so here are the articles for this issue. D-Day to the Rhine, they do talk about that. Fall of East Prussia, 1945, Russians. Pacific D-Day Saipan. And Germany's Middle East options. That looks interesting. So look forward to reading that one here. And we do have campaigns in your version 4 here. And some interesting info. Canine Corps, Chief Engineers. The sloop Etria. And bypass Japanese island garrisons. So here we go. We've got nice artwork here. Oh, this is Remagen. Yeah, the bridge over the Remagen. Okay, made a movie of that. Way back in the 60s, I think, or 70s. Oh, this is nice. So they're talking about the front line. Actually, they're starting at 15 December 44, the day before the Battle of the Bulge. And then here we see them covering post-Battle of the Bulge. These are the operations, and there's actually an SPI came out for this too, a classic one, Veritable and Grenade, and that's the forgot what the name of the series is, the one where you pull the chits to figure out the strength of the unit. I think it's in that series, like a number of games, including the recently republished Operation Typhoon, which I'm Waiting for an updated Vassal Mod 4 because I purchased that. Um, so good, yeah, good, classic history here. Here's a Rhineland campaign and Remagen. Yeah, this is closing up to the Rhine, then crossing the Rhine. It looks like they're going to keep going here. Operation Plunder, that sounds like another one where they were clearing to get up to the Rhine. And, oh, here's a big picture. Yeah, to April 1945. Yeah, it looks like it's taking them up to the Elbe, where they met up with the Russians here. So they're covering that historical, including encircling and taking the Rhine, the Ruhr, where all Germany's industry was. Oh, got some cool pictures there. And then we jump into the game. And actually, I don't have to go over these rules. I already did with the Leningrad one, because if we look at this, when I looked at this, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, this all looks the same. Move, fight, sequence of play. Yeah, railheads. That's going to be more important in this game. Beachhead depots. Just like it is in the Italy one, the Sicily, Italy Volume 3. Yep, not seeing anything new. I've got a detailed rules review for Leningrad. You can look in a previous video, but the rules, and this is one of the cool things about having this series, are the rules are pretty much, the base rules are pretty much the same. Interdiction, air superiority, air missions, air warfare, naval transport, that's in there. I think they make this formatting look the same, but better. But I mean, yeah, they're the same. Now, where it comes interesting is when you get to the special rules here, which when I play through this, I'll go through. But we do have Allied logistics, beachhead depots. This actually doesn't start with the invasion process. It starts with the Allies already on the ground in Normandy. Not to say you couldn't. I think they're going to have in the expansion kit a game where you can play where it starts at Sicily, the invasion of Sicily, and goes to the end of the war and includes France. So you could pick different invasion beaches in that scenario. But for this one, you're starting in Normandy. Yeah, and I'm not going to. Well, there's a new one, Allied carpet bomb. We're going to have SS SAC units too. We didn't have that in the first one I'm playing. And that's the end of the rules. It's your typical, 16 pages. That's normally what you see with these. Continue the reduction of the Ruhr here. They're continuing the article. Logistics. Actually, my grandfather was in the Red Ball Express. And then, yeah. And my other father was in the Wehrmacht. Don't think they ever met, though. And then here's a meeting on the Elbe, looks like. Smaller game, looks like EWO. Updated rules. And then some coverage on what we're talking about. Here's a picture of the map. Counter is pretty much the same, except now we got different people. Yeah, there's the heavy armor units. I'm playing in Leningrad, and the image is a KV-1. It looks like here. Obviously, it's a Tiger tank for the Germans. And here's the map, and it does go beyond. I'm thinking, well, there's Denmark up there, so it could have all the way to Berlin. And it'll match up with the map actually I'm using right now for Leningrad, so. Let's see, more ads, battles in the east. I think we see 1 and 2, which I've got, and I think I played this scenario. You go back and look at my videos. Yeah, they do a double-sided hardboard, which now that they've got the Vassal mods, I'm happy, but when it first came out, I couldn't take them to scan. Not that easy to scan, but they got some solid Vassal mods out for 1 and 2 at least. 3. Then we talk about the fall of East Prussia. I think that's in Volume 3, is actually discovering 1945. Yeah, here it is, West Prussia. So actually the article kind of follows. If one of the scenarios is drive to the sea, Prussia, and then the battle for Pomerania. And again, the northern flank, so sounds like it's focusing towards Prussia and Poland. And we have an article on that. Yeah, their breakouts, the order of battles, Soviet plans. Yeah, this was the this freighter was evacuating German civilians, and it was actually, they said, the largest loss of life. A Soviet submarine torpedoed it in the Baltic as they were trying to evacuate here. And here's the battle, East Prussia, which is now part of Poland. Up north, Army Group A. Königsberg, yeah, it looks like there. This is the Battle of Königsberg. Don't know if that's in battles in the east, but unit symbols. Saipan. Yep. Almost a little over a week after D-Day, we went into Saipan. In the Pacific here. Breakdown of the battle, the invasion. There's a number of games out there that do cover this. There you go, Pacific. We talk about the battle in detail. Oh, and of course, right behind it is part of their Solitaire series. I knew they had it. Started with the D-Day at Omaha, and then they did a number of these for Pacific battles, and one of them being D-Day at Saipan, John Butterfield. Yeah, using that system. Solitaire game. That'd be a nice one to get on the table once, too. Any of that series, highly acclaimed series here. Oh, wow, Germany's Middle East option. Wow, yeah, well, they should have taken Malta first. But they didn't. That's another game to play. Legion War Games came up with a hypothetical Malta. Got that out. Get that on the table. But oh yeah, here we go. Now they're talking about if Rommel had been successful, drive through the Suez and go for the oil, etc. Yeah, I'm listening to a book about the end of the Turkish Empire, which really happened in World War I, and there was a lot of combat down here between the Russians, the Brits, and the Turks. But here we are, obviously, post that. Yeah, good Rommel. I don't know how you'd supply them. They would have had to secure the Med, period. But that'd be an interesting article. See what they say about that. There we go. Operation Typhoon. There it is. That's one of the games with that chit draw. Yeah, and I just picked this up too. Love to get that out, but the map is bigger because they got bigger hexes, bigger counters, etc. I mean, it'd be nice to get on the board. My problem is I can't leave big games on the board. That's why part of the reason I play Vassal. Yeah, and then we got some more stuff here. Game preview. What's this one? Invasion Australia. Yeah, that's if the Japanese invaded Australia, maybe they were successful in the Solomons, or they took Port Moresby. Actually, a good-looking game. Actually, I make Vassal mods for decision games, and I did one for that one. Here's your news. Yeah, this is the entire campaign in Europe right here. The 4 maps. You know, Volume 1 was Leningrad, Drive to Leningrad. Volume 2 is Fall Blau. Volume 3 was Sicily and Italy. Volume 4, the one we're looking at right now, is D-Day. And then you can put all 4 of those together. And the expansion pack will give you combination campaigns. All of Barbarossa, the entire West Front. They'll even have a France 41. And it's based on the maps from War in Europe. And I actually pulled that out. I did convert it to the Vassal parts of it. And I did the France scenario. You can look at that video. I'm looking forward to playing it now with this similar, dressed up map, but the rules already I'm seeing from my Volume 1 experience that they're more involved. Look this up. This is a reprint deluxe edition. Oh, and here's some other ones. These are all naval solo games. I can't really say anything about these. I haven't got these. Bypass Japanese garrisons. I don't know, way into the 60s and 70s they were still having these come out. Oh, this is I think this is a Napoleon solitaire game. Similar to the one that White Dog came out, and then I Napoleon came out by GMT. So everybody's getting in the solitaire Napoleon campaign here. Campaign of the whole war. I think it goes from 1805 to 1814. Yeah, 1805 to 1815. So that'll be interesting. Don't know anything about this. Sloop 41 Italians. East Africa. Okay. Blue and Gray Deluxe Edition. They're doing that too. So you can probably find it on their pre-order page. Chief of Engineers Insignia. Oh, Battle for Germany. That's a classic. That's the one where two players and you split the Germans in half, and one player is the Western Allies, the other is the Russian, and they run the opposing side of the Germans. I think last time I played this was, I know I made a Vassal mod for it, and I don't know if I documented, but I've played it through a few times. It is a classic, and that's out. Canine Corps. Nice. Yep. We got two dogs. Dogs are everywhere. Yeah, oh, there's some big dogs there. And here's a book review. Good deal. Conventions in 2025. Well, that's good. Columbus. Nothing in Montana, like there ever will be. Classic war games. Nice. 3W games. I remember those. Yaquinto games. Yep. Excalibur metagames. And then other companies. That's, yeah, I remember these. Yep. That's interesting. They're selling those. Let's see. And then we end up with what's coming up next. Oh, these are their in-depth quarterlies. And yeah, here's the previous one, Italian campaign. There's Case Blue, Leningrad. I think they're sold out of this one, actually. And then this was a recent one. I think that one's solo. Korea. And yeah, here's their, quarterly on the Ottoman Empire. I was just talking about that. Long and storied history. So anyway, there's the magazine. Got some interesting reading, especially German Mid-East operations, and a rather good detailed the Allies' battles in France and Germany to the end of the war. Looks like after Bulge. So that looks interesting. So that's the magazine. So let's look at the game next. I'm going to pause for a second, get it out of the wrapper. All right, this is pretty straightforward, similar to the Volume 1 I'm playing. I mean, here's the, if you watch my videos, yeah, I pulled up the terrain effects chart. Haven't done this yet, but this will apply probably to this game, Normandy. What are air bases? What are the capacity to fly missions out of those air bases? And then, yeah, I haven't. This is when reinforcements come in. They come in per month, but you have to roll what week they come in. So, but this is standard chart here. And then on the flip side, we have the CRT. So it's just one player aid here. And again, we've got the same thing here, the mobile ground combat results. If you're using majority mobile units, you can use this one over just a straightforward assault. The unique thing that the mobile assault gets you is if you get high enough odds and roll high enough, you get an overrun. Which means then you can potentially advance and then, with a stack of mech units and keep attacking. And it could keep going. Air superiority table, I don't know, in 44, pretty much had superiority over France. We'd have to look at the scenario to see how much air units they get, but I think we'll see that in the setup card. But yeah, this is standard. Yeah, this is going to be unique. Here's the cards. Well, no, they are. This is a pretty standard card here too. These numbers are probably the same between games too. RP gains, well, that's different. That's the refit points. Yep, there's the air mission, so that's pretty standard. But here's your setup card for the Germans. giving your starting positions, fortification units, depots, mobile supply units, what's in the Netherlands, 15th Army, 7th Army. Now remember, in this game, the Allies aren't invading, they're already on the beach. 1st Army, 19th Panzer Group West. Air availability, 3 TAC. Wow, that's not a lot for air superiority. We'll see how that plays out. 1 SAC and 1 transport. Rail capacity, 9. No naval for them. 6 RP, and they can't replace or rebuild units on game turn 1. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty much their setup card. 3 TAC. Here we go. We got the Allies. Similar. And they get RP. Now this is unique to the game here. Antwerp. They get refit points. That's thing you use to replace units, do combat support, build depots. You got to watch those. You got rail capacity. You got your air. And then looking at the Allied setup. Okay, here's what's waiting in England. The reinforcements are in the book. I'll have to look that up. But this is, yeah, Saint Mare Église, 1703, 1 beachhead depot. 1803, 1 beachhead depot. 1804, another one. So I think looks like they're just on 3 hexes. I'm going to keep this to the side when we look at the map here. And let's see what kind of air power they have. That's a lot. They have 14 TAC to 3 Germans. Good luck, Germany. There's our carpet bombing. And let's see what they've got. Refit points are 12, a lot more. Naval transport. Naval gunfire, that's good. Yeah, I don't see anything about SAC. Maybe they come as a reinforcement. Yep. Okay, keep this off to the side. And of course, this now takes us to, well, let me do the counters because I may have to zoom out for the map. Smaller size counters again. That's how we can get 280 of them on a sheet, and that's how the expansion kit can have 1120 on 4 sheets. And yeah, they look very similar. Here's your German infantry, normally 3.5 or a 4.5. You got your depots, you got Fallschirmjäger units, you got your forts. I got some heavy armor here, mobile supply units. Here's their air power. Oh, here's the SS. Western Allies. These looks like generic counters here. Yeah, naval, air transport, etc. Free French. Got some Free French here. And they've got some reasonable units. They got some good mech units there. Then we, of course, have the Americans. What armies do they have? 1st Army, 7th Army. Oh, that's going to be Anvil. Anvil Dragoon. That's where they came in. Southern France. And then it looks like this one is, I need more light. You probably have enough light, but I don't. I think it's 9th Army, Simpson. And where's Patton? There, that's him. 3rd Army. It's interesting. They can move faster. Patton can move 7, but the other armies can only move 6. And then we've got our American, yeah, all their divisions. Americans don't have infantry. They just have motorized and armor, obviously. And their elite units, here's the 82nd, 101st. 2nd Armored is not, okay, these aren't elite, so just looking at this, the Rangers, yeah, their only elite units are those. And then we got a lot of TAC. I don't see SAC. They may be up here. And we come down to the Brits. Yeah, they got some TAC. And Brits, they got 1st Army, 2nd Army. Looking for any armies here. I don't think, where are the Canadians? Maybe they're not big enough to have a whole army. So they only give them 2 armies. Yep. Okay, everything looks here. Mobile supply, depots. Oh, there's the SAC right there. Other B-17s. Only one. I guess that's the carpet bombing, and then a lot of transports here. Yep, you're gonna do market garden, you're gonna drop all those units. And then the back is just like previously, reduced side for a lot of units. Okay, so let's take a look at one more thing here. Let me pause this and zoom out. Okay, again, I apologize for the shadows here, but we want to look at this big, beautiful map here. And again, this was based on War in Europe maps. I think they get the 4 inside ones. War in Europe did have obviously maps for up north, England, Africa, etc. I don't know if they plan on expanding, but for now we got the 4 core maps here. And yeah, I think the Allies start here in 3 hexes. Hex is 1703, St. Mare Église. And then, let me see if I can see these. They're going to be here. Con. I can think of Star Trek. Con. Yeah, so they just start on those hexes. 4, 3, and 1703. So they're up here. And from there they got to go. But I think there are rules for ending down here in southern France, or a second invasion in general. So yeah, great. And then this map, hopefully with the expansion kit, will also double as France. Like these are probably the Maginot Line right here, which we probably don't use for this one. But all right, cool. Well, can't wait to get this scenario on the table. Another D-Day here. Now this one right now only goes to Market Garden. The magazine one, like I said, in the expansion pack, they'll extend that to April, and there's Berlin. Okay, and you can mate it with the other maps, both this way, off to the side here, and down to the south. You have the very part of Italy here too. So anyway, I'll leave all that there. That is volume 4, campaigns in Europe. D-Day to the Rhine. And again, using similar rules to the rest of the games, and so all you really have to focus on are the special rules for the scenario, and rules that other volumes probably didn't use, like amphibious invasions. That's going to be heavy duty for the volumes 3 and 4. This one in Italy, but not so much for the Russian front. So anyway, there you go. World at War, volume 100, I think it is. Yeah, number 100, February, March 2025. Wait, it's still January. Anyway, volume 4, D-Day to the Rhine, soon to be enhanced, hopefully in the next few months, by the expansion pack. Thanks for listening, and still need to do the Italy one. Kind of doing them out of order. See you at the next one.